You can see the rain's really coming down here in Providence, which spells bad news for the handful of people still camped out at the State House after Judge David Cruz upholding the eviction notice handed down by the state and Governor McKee's administration on December 7th. Rain, that is flooding, and it's also caused a sinkhole right here on the side of the road. This is actually a piece of that pavement here on Atwells Avenue, and I just want to take a quick second to show you how deep the sinkhole is. I'm going to drop this right in here. You see that splash? Well, Brittany, as you can see here behind me, it is still very much an active scene here on Lafayette Street in Pawtucket. Now, I just finished speaking with a Pawtucket police officer who tells me that one person has been shot and taken to the hospital, and they are conscious and alert at this time. 12 News has also confirmed that this is part of an outlaw motorcycle incident. Now, the biggest story we've seen here today is this foot traffic here by the seawall. And we're actually joined by one of those pedestrians, Greg. And Greg, tell me, what are you doing out here?
We came in from Rochester, New York yesterday.
Providence question last night on Jeopardy about the state capitals.
That nobody got, right?
Nobody got. Megan says she was screaming at the television, letting people know it's Providence. Police tape roping off parts of Indiana Avenue here in Providence. Now, I did have the opportunity to speak with police, and they tell me that 3 individuals were stabbed. We just heard here behind us, Tom Brady has officially broken the NFL passing yard record, passing Drew Brees. And the poetic justice, he did it at a place he called home for 20 seasons. This memorial was erected and dedicated in 2020. And over the weekend, Charlie Masterson says he received a chilling text and walks me through the moment he saw this, the damage left behind. Now, coming up tonight at 5, Masterson is calling for added security measures to this part of the capital city. See, all the fans I spoke with today had mixed emotions on what they thought the final score would be, but they all had one message. They all hoped that Tom Brady would come out and shine tonight. Yeah, Chelsea, I'm loving it. I feel like I'm in heaven here. And look at this. We've got some football favorites. We've got wings. We've got beer. Well, root beer, that is, because we're on the clock. And I am surrounded by Patriots fans. The 10 of Hearts. That's Lauren Morris's card. Lauren was just 18 years old when she was murdered back in 1988. And now friends and loved ones are here at the Boulevard Grill and Cigar Lounge hosting a fundraiser. Sat down with an expert, the former head of Rhode Island State Police, on why police are on high alert. Concerned warring motorcycle gangs could put innocent bystanders in danger. Flashing police lights drowning the night sky on Lafayette Street in Pawtucket on Saturday, as more than a dozen police cruisers from multiple agencies rushing to the scene of what police are calling a drive-by shooting, which left one 49-year-old victim in critical condition. 12 News has since learned that the shooting is being looked at as part of an outlaw motorcycle incident. According to Pawtucket police, that victim shot a pagan motorcycle club member.
Before, it was the territory dispute between the Hells Angels and the Outlaws. The pagans are raising money in Pawtucket, but having 3 groups, all rival groups, pushing into the same area. There's a message in there.
According to an internal intelligence document by the Mass State Police obtained by Target 12, a gathering of the Pagan Motorcycle Club was anticipated this weekend to raise money following an ambush in Fall River back in May, something that 12 News law enforcement analyst Stephen O'Donnell calls a recipe for disaster.
Having the pagans in a bigger presence in the state of Rhode Island, having 3 outlaw motorcycle groups in Rhode Island is a recipe for violence.
According to a release from Pawtucket Police, 2 motorcycle club members were brought to police headquarters last night, one being charged with a weapons violation, the other released without charges. Police say none of the motorcycle members cooperated with investigators, something O'Donnell says is expected.
In organized crime, you're sworn oath omerta. They do the same thing. You cannot cooperate with law enforcement. If you do, you're at least patched out.
While on scene, our cameras capturing the moment police towed this motorcycle. Police even pulling what appears to be a blade from the bike. And O'Donnell reminding us these groups are dangerous.
A criminal organization, that's how they operate. They're involved in sex trafficking, extortion, methamphetamine deliveries, gun trafficking, you name it.
Now, this isn't the first time an organized bike group has made headlines. In 2019, 12 News was there as police raided the Hells Angels headquarters. Live in the tech center, Matt Paddock, 12 News. I spoke to those dozens of family, friends, and loved ones today, and they all shared one message: never forget.
It's hard to come here every year.
Hundreds of lights illuminating the West Warwick sky. 19 years to the day since the station nightclub fire.
People have got to remember just what went on here, all the injustices that went on here.
Those lights, a beacon of hope for families and loved ones still grieving. And a reminder to keep moving forward.
And you just have to keep going.
But through tremendous tragedy comes a silver lining. How does that feel to know that at least there's other people around to help support you and pick you up when you're down?
I know it's terrible to say, but it's wonderful.
Nick O'Neill was just 18 years old the night of February 20th, 2003. The youngest of the 100 lives lost. 19 years later, his father, Dave Kane, says not a day goes by he doesn't think of his son.
Open our arms and open our hearts. They'll still be with us. They're here tonight. I can feel Nick, as I know so many people can feel their loved ones tonight.
Kane says while the pain never goes away, our loved ones are always with us.
We all have signs. We just have to be open to them, acknowledge them, and embrace them. I mean, we have had Nikki in our lives from the day after the fire.
I have number 333, and that's because it was March 3rd that she was buried in 2003, and I see that number.
A small sign that Linda and the 99 other names and faces engraved at the Station Fire Memorial Park are still by our sides, telling us everything will be all right.
It's taught me a lot, but it's hard to go through. I don't think I wish for anybody to go through this. Anybody.
While stories like these are some of the hardest to tell, Susan Rezendi says they must be told so that we can learn from our past to better our future. Live in Warwick, Matt Paddock, 12 News.